Welcome back to Bike Culture Hub. When you think of Royal Enfield, one word immediately comes to mind: heritage. The brand has always been about creating motorcycles that embody character, simplicity, and rugged dependability. Over the past few years, Royal Enfield has pushed hard into new markets with bikes like the Meteor, the Hunter, and of course the adventure-focused Himalayan. But one bike that stands out as a unique blend of urban practicality and rugged adventure DNA is the Royal Enfield Scram 411. And in 2025, the Scram 411 gets refined, updated, and positioned as an even stronger contender in the mid-size Scrambler space. Today, we'll dive deep into everything that makes this motorcycle worth talking about: its design, its performance, its features, its pricing, and ultimately whether it deserves a spot in your garage. The Scram 411 was born out of a simple idea. Take the rugged foundation of the Himalayan, a motorcycle known for conquering terrain across the globe, and reimagine it for riders who spend more time navigating city streets, but who also want the freedom to hit a trail or a dirt path whenever adventure calls. In other words, it's an urban scrambler with true off-road DNA, a bike that doesn't just look the part but can back it up when the pavement ends. The 2025 iteration sticks closely to this formula but adds a few refinements that make it more appealing than ever before. Let's talk about the engine first, because this single-cylinder air-cooled power plant is at the very heart of what makes the Scram special. The 2025 Scram 411 continues to use the tried-and-tested 411 cubic centimeters (SOHC) fuel-injected single that produces around 24 horsepower at 6,500 RPM and 32 Nm of torque at 4,000 RPM. Those numbers might not sound huge in an era of increasingly powerful mid-size motorcycles, but the magic of this motor lies not in its outright figures but in the way it delivers its power. It's got that familiar, lazy thump that Royal Enfield is known for, but tuned with enough low-end grunt to make crawling through city traffic effortless and climbing dirt trails equally enjoyable. The engine isn't about blistering acceleration, it's about usable, tractable torque that's always available when you need it. Paired with a 5-speed gearbox, the transmission is simple, dependable, and perfectly suited to the Scram's relaxed character. It shifts smoothly, with a bit of that mechanical feel that Royal Enfield fans actually appreciate. It feels authentic, almost old-school, yet reliable. On the highway, the Scram can cruise happily at 90 to 100 km per hour without stress, and while it's not built for high-speed touring, it's more than capable of handling a weekend ride out of town. Now, one of the biggest talking points about the Scram 411 has always been its chassis and suspension setup. Since it shares its underpinnings with the Himalayan, you get a rugged half-duplex split cradle frame that has already proven itself across some of the toughest terrains imaginable. For 2025, Royal Enfield has fine-tuned the suspension to make it a little more road-biased compared to the Himalayan, but it hasn't lost its off-road capability. Up front, you get 41mm telescopic forks with 190mm of travel, while at the rear, a monoshock with linkage provides 180mm of travel. This suspension setup gives the Scram that rare ability to soak up potholes, speed breakers, and bad roads in the city while also making it capable enough to handle dirt tracks and gravel without feeling out of place. The wheels are a key differentiator from the Himalayan. The Scram 411 runs on a 19-inch front wheel instead of the Himalayan's 21-inch, paired with a 17-inch rear wheel. This smaller front wheel improves agility and maneuverability, making the Scram feel more planted and responsive in urban conditions while still retaining enough off-road credibility. The spoked wheels wrapped in dual-purpose tires strike the right balance between on-road grip and off-road traction. Stopping power comes from a 300mm front disc with dual-piston caliper and a 240mm rear disc, both backed by dual-channel ABS for safety. The braking is progressive and confidence-inspiring, though still on the softer side, again, more in line with the bike's relaxed character rather than sharp sportiness. When it comes to design, the Scram 411 is unmistakably Royal Enfield, but with its own identity. Compared to the Himalayan, the Scram has a more stripped-down, minimalist look. Gone are the tall windscreen, metal frames, and luggage racks. Instead, you get a cleaner front end with a smaller headlight cowl, color-matched body panels, and more youthful styling. The 2025 model offers an even wider palette of vibrant, modern color schemes that target younger riders who want something stylish but not over the top. It's a design that feels casual yet rugged, a motorcycle that looks equally at home parked in a trendy cafe lot or at the base of a muddy trail. The riding ergonomics also make the Scram very approachable. The seat height sits at around 795 mm, which is lower than many adventure bikes and makes it accessible to a wide range of riders, including shorter ones. The upright handlebar position, mid-set foot pegs, and wide, comfortable seat all work together to create a relaxed riding posture. Whether you're commuting through traffic, cruising through backroads, or standing on the pegs for a quick off-road detour, the Scram feels natural and confidence-inspiring. Technology-wise, Royal Enfield has always leaned toward keeping things simple, but in 2025, they've added just enough modern touches to make the Scram practical without overwhelming it. You get a semi-digital instrument cluster with an analog speedometer, digital odometer, trip meters, and gear position indicator. The standout feature is the Tripper navigation pod, which integrates with your smartphone via Bluetooth and provides turn-by-turn navigation powered by Google Maps. It's a small touch, but it makes a huge difference for riders who want convenience on longer journeys. Beyond that, the bike avoids unnecessary electronics, staying true to its rugged and simple ethos. Fuel efficiency is another area where the Scram scores well. Thanks to that relaxed single-cylinder engine, the bike can deliver around 30 to 35 kilometers per liter depending on riding conditions. Combined with its 15-liter fuel tank, you're looking at a real-world range of over 400 kilometers on a full tank. Let's talk price, because Royal Enfield has always been about delivering accessible motorcycles that punch above their weight in terms of value. In 2025, the Scram 411 is priced at around $5,200 in international markets, or roughly 2.6 Indian rupees lakhs in India, depending on variants and color schemes. This positions it as one of the most affordable true scramblers with adventure DNA, undercutting many competitors that offer less real-world versatility. At this price point, you're getting a bike that can handle city commuting, light off-roading, weekend touring, and everything in between. Unique selling points? There are plenty. The Scram 411 isn't trying to be the fastest bike or the most high-tech, it's about being authentic, versatile, and approachable. Its engine may be modest, but it delivers torque exactly where you need it. Of course, the Scram 411 isn't perfect. Riders looking for more power on highways might find it a bit underwhelming, and those who prefer modern, tech-heavy machines might feel it's a little too basic. But the beauty of this motorcycle lies in its honesty. It doesn't pretend to be something it's not. It's built to be fun, practical, and reliable, and it does that brilliantly. So, who is the Scram 411 for? It's for the rider who wants a bike that can handle city streets effortlessly but won't hesitate to take on rough patches of road or light trails. It's for someone who values style and character, but also wants dependability. It's for new riders looking for their first big bike that isn't intimidating, and it's for experienced riders who simply want something easygoing and fun to ride. So, would you pick the Scram over the Himalayan, or does its stripped-down approach make it even more appealing? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, because I'd love to hear what you think. And as always, if you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Bike Culture Hub for more in-depth reviews and explorations of the world's most exciting motorcycles. Until next time, ride safe and keep chasing that perfect road.